Hello everyone, welcome back, and we have another inbox review. So this time it's Tamiya's M5A1 US light tank with the pursuit operations set. And that includes four figures, presumably the tank commander here, and then these four other guys. So as always, we'd be taking a look inside the box, the sprues, the parts, and just basically give a general rundown of what to expect inside the kit. So without further ado, let's get started. So for the first sprue we have here the turret parts, the upper hull plate, and also what I think would be the glazes, front glazes of the tank. And then also parts for the gun and the mantlet, and yeah, we'll go through it. So here, these are the turret halves of the sides of the turret. And then here it's this part. Let's get the box back. It's this part right here would be this one over here. So the gun mantlet, as you can see there, and then the gun, one piece. And you have the connecting part that goes inside the tank or the turret. Then you have the tank commander figure, as you saw in the box art. He was basically sitting down behind the turret and using the 30 cal. And then over here, let's focus that in. Over here, we have what I presume to be sandbags with nicely detailed surfaces right there. And then we have the hatches for the driver and also the radio operator. We have here the Collins device. If I got the name correct, this is the Collins device used for clearing hedgerows. As you remember, in France, or basically, the countryside, if I'm not mistaken, of France had a lot of hedgerows going. So they used these hedgerow devices to basically clear a path for them, just so that the tank wouldn't get bogged down. And yeah, that's basically it. Handles, and here's the coaxial, the bow machine gun, which you attach here. And yeah, mostly hatches, and then you have the 30 cal over here. And these are what I assume to be track links, which you could set on the side of the turret. Do excuse the dogs, they are making a fuss in the background. But yeah, these would go to the side of the turret, which would provide minimal added protection. This is an extra road wheel for stowage purposes. They go along together with these sandbags. So yeah, this is it for this sprue. Here we have a nicely detailed pursuit operation sprue, which could basically become a diorama in itself. Actually, this kit is, in a way, a diorama in itself. So you have here the three figures who are operating the mortar, as you can see. The mortar rounds, the base plate, the bipod, and then what I assume to be the tubes over here. And I think detailed tubes, the one with or this may be storage tubes. Yeah, basically they have here the equipment of the infantry, and then the helmets, the figures, bazooka rounds. You also have it here, which is nicely done, and also excuse me, Tommy gun. So yeah, that's I forgot to mention this would be a field telephone, as you can see. So yeah, it's a good addition to the kit. If you plan to do diorama, this would be a nice addition to it. Or in general, just having some figures to practice on and additional US military equipment. That's it. On to the next. So here we have two sprues. This one first would be for the sides of the tank. Then you have the back panel here and other parts that go around, a lot of handles, a lot of lifting hooks, headlights, a couple of pioneer tools, and also M2 heavy machine gun here. So the 50 cal version. So yeah, that's it for this one. Next, we have the suspension. Oh, wait. Huh. So I'm not sure which goes which, but yeah, one of these panels, the ones here, would be for the back and also for the engine. I think this might be for the engine. And here we have the road wheels. All of them are spoked, even the idlers, the big idlers. We also have the drive sprocket and a lot of assembly for the suspension. This, I presume, would be for the front of the tank. And yeah, that's it. On to the next. Alright, so here we have the upper and lower hull pieces here. This would go something like this. And then, of course, just fix on the plates. A lot of plates actually be going on here. And as you saw in one of the sprues earlier, there's the big plate that goes here. This is the upper hull. And they decided to mold it individually, and also the front glazes. So as I mentioned earlier, two of the sprues had panels. I assume they would both go here or one of the two. So I have to check the instructions. But yeah, as you can see right here, Tamiya, in a way, wanted you to motorize this. So assembly would technically be the battery pack here, and then the switch. Then around here would be the motor gears that would basically run the drive sprockets, and you have a motorized tank. But yeah, if you consider doing that, it would take some good modification and keen craftsmanship on your part. Let's see if it fits. Nope. Okay. Yeah, something like that. But anyhow, this is it for the upper and lower hull pieces. It's actually a cute tank if you take a look at it. Let's see how it compares to one of Tamiya's smaller kits as well. This is Tamiya's Panzer II, as you can see right there. Side-by-side comparison, they're just almost about the same in length. And with the suspension, I figured this would probably be a bit taller than this Panzer II. But in any case, this is another small kit from Tamiya. And one of Tamiya's, well, line of small kits, the Panzer II. Alright, putting the Panzer II aside, this is the upper hull. Let's zoom into the surface details. You have the caps here, a lot of indicators, a lot of indicators for where you put various parts. You can see the grills are already molded in, and that's basically it for the surface detail. Not a lot to go about. So when you put the front glazes and also the top top panel here, it would go all together smoothly. Lower hull, some substantial detail, also the welding, the bolts, and that's basically it. Here we have the tracks for the M5A1, and as you can see right there, let's focus in. The back has fair amount of detailing, as you can see. And the front, just a little cleanup record on those. And from what I think, you would have to, yeah, you're gonna have to thread it through those connector pins right there. And as you can see, there's still some protruding. Tamiya would want you to heat up an end of a flat screwdriver and just melt it down. Or you could alternatively use CA or cyanoacrylate cement and just glue it there and then cut off the excess. Up to you as to how you would make this track, but it does look fairly nice already. Moving on to the next. Now let's move on to the last part of the kit, which would usually be the manuals and the decals. So before I begin with this part, I remember I mentioned in my previous inbox review with the M12, the Academy M12, that I would use the 30 cal included in the kit for the M4 Sherman composite hull that I modified for Philippine use. I, however, found out that it does not look exactly to scale, or the mounting for it seems weird. And since this kit has an 30 cal, I might inevitably go with it and use the 30 cal for the Sherman instead. So we'll see. Anyhow, Tamiya's papers, basically warning signs for the kind of plastic you're using. Here are the decals. I won't really take them out of the plastic, but you can see there the serial numbers. There's a name over there, Victory, the Allied stars, and also the bridge weight limit indicators. And you have the divisional and unit markings right across there. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a set. So here's the instruction sheet for the this is it. Yeah, instruction sheet for the figures. You have here the assembly of the field telephone, the bazooka. You have the mortar, the base plate, and then the tubes, the bipod. Then you have the different they call this different shells for the set. You have one for the bazooka and then two for the mortar. Then you have the loader, the mortar man, and also the radio operator right there. And as we find out here, they are actually casings for mortar ammunition. Again, do excuse the dogs in the background. So yeah, these are basically how they should be posed, and if you do have a good terrain diorama going, then this would really fit in. So now the instruction manuals actually come in two, but the difference is one is English, one is Japanese. So yeah, let's take a look at the English. Opens like that. Brief description of the tank itself in English and also in German. And you have here the specifications of the tank and an illustration. So it actually opens like this. It's rather long. Start off. Oh, wait. Okay. Here we go. So after the specifications and also the description, you have the painting and applying decals. And as you can see there, it's sprawled out how you would mark this tank and do use references yet again, just to verify which units are which and if it's accurate for the markings. Then going down, we have here the start of the assembly. you put the Cullen's device over there, and then go along with how to assemble the suspension. And as earlier, you open it up, then you have here the connection of the entire suspension assembly. Oh yes, and we have here the back panel, then the top panel, the front, and a whole lot of handles you have there, the hatches, then the Pioneer tools, panels, rear lights, more Pioneer tools, and the turret assembly. Excuse me. You have here the two top panels, the back one, and then that additional spaced armor, if I'm not mistaken. The hatches, and yeah, the machine gun. Then the extra chacklings that you can put on there. Bada bing, bada boom, you have yourself an M5A1. So as you can see, they have the extra road wheel up there, and I do believe you could take liberties in putting those sandbags up here as well. And as I mentioned earlier, the tank commander would be sitting behind the turret like this, and he's using the 30 cal here. So yeah, I probably internally debate on this if I would take this M3 and just use it on the Sherman instead. Yeah, that's basically it. And then this is probably a new paper that Tamiya actually includes with restocking their kits, even the old ones. Just some tech tips on how you could improve detailing and whatnot. But yeah, let's get these organized. So here we have, Tamiya's M5A1 light tank with pursuit operation set. What do I think of the kit? Well, it's pretty basic enough, and as usual, Tamiya's shake and bake, this would most likely fall together quite easily. It does have some issues from what I've heard and from what I read, but it does come together quite nicely and makes a solid kit. So yeah, after this, I'd probably update you guys with the M4 Sherman. I know that it's been held off for quite some time, but I did want to be thorough in building it because it does have some significance to, or it has quite the significance to the liberation of the Santo Tomas internment camp. So anyhow, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a thumbs up. But if you didn't, leave a thumbs down. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this kit, if you have it, if you plan to get it, or in general, any feedback is welcome. As always, stay safe, enjoy modeling, and until next time, goodbye.